Hi, my name is Avodio Wally, President of the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce of Contra Costa County. I'm here with Ms. Linda Loza of the Northgate CAPS Advocacy Program. We're here to tell you what's going on with this Northgate Unified School District project that's kind of catching a lot of buzz here in Contra Costa County. And we want to clarify some things that we think are important for the community to know and to get them from directly from Ms. Loza's perspective. So, Linda, tell us what's going on with this program, what are the main objectives, and what do we all need to be apprised of?
Well, Northgate CAPS came together in 2014, and there was a small group of us who really were concerned about Mount Diablo School District. And we formed Northgate CAPS in order to create a small community-based school district that would meet the needs of our community and of our students and our educators.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic. So this is certainly a pretty important initiative for a lot of the residents in that area. So what are some of the sentiments or some of the maybe the needs that are driving a lot of this initiative?
The needs that are driving it really stems from a sense of governing and leadership. That what we're looking for is community-based governing and leadership, rather than from the Mount Diablo School District, which serves 32,000 students and often has to look at it from a one-size-fits-all perspective, and the needs of many students throughout the district are not met. And you know, there's been a general for 40 years, this community has tried to do this. There was a group back in the 1970s, and again in the early 2000s, and then now with our group. And nothing has really changed with Mount Diablo over all those years, and that there continues to be leadership and governance that does not really address the needs of the community. And there's a lack of transparency and a lack of accountability and a lack of financial management, and it is prevalent across the district. And so we really need to do something about it.
Well, thank you for that overview. So this is clearly something that the community feels is really essential. And as we've probably all heard at one point or another, there's a bit of polarization around this issue. Well, what are some of the things that you'd like everyone to know about what your objectives are, and maybe something that might help us understand why it's getting some opposition, and what your approach is to addressing concerns that the community has?
I think that I think to be really careful about looking at the opposition and saying that there's a big divide. We had to meet the requirements of a 25% petition to get to the county hearing, which is coming up this next week. And that petition required us to, out of 20,000 voters, or just under 20,000 voters, to get just under 5,000 signatures. We were able to obtain 6,700 signatures in less time than we were allotted. And what that speaks to is really there is overwhelming support in the community from both parents, and there is support from teachers. Right now there is a very vocal group led by the district, the union, and some teachers at Northgate, and that very loud opposition is actually drowning the voices of both some community members and some teachers who are afraid to speak out.
So what you're saying is that contrary to a lot of the buzz that's going on out there, this is not an issue of trying to isolate yourself or alienate any part of the community or anything. It's more about optimization of what's going on within the district, and the community basically is working within the process, working with the system to try to bring about this change. And so you mentioned that you've got a pretty strong support behind this, and so you've met a certain, you reached a certain threshold of petitions in order to get to the hearings, right? Which, by the way, by the time that this video gets out there, it'll be Monday, and these hearings are happening Tuesday and Wednesday of this week. So tell us, what do you expect the outcome to be of these hearings, and what should we all expect as far as the stepping stones here to the goal that you're seeking?
Well, I think it's important to know that this whole process has a step-by-step process to it. That's put in place by the California Department of Education. So there is a 100-page handbook that has a flow chart been called, it's really the California Department of Education expects these things to happen. It's difficult, and it should be difficult because we're talking about something that's very important. But part of what makes it difficult is that it's usually a grassroots organization that wants to do this that goes up against a big institution like Mount Diablo with a $350 million budget, with 3,000 employees, with union organizers, with